Hello everyone, it's Noel from Noel's Nook, and today we'll be drawing Chikorita. Fun fact about me, whenever I first got Pokemon Gold, I did choose Chikorita as my starter. Now this was way back, alright, let me think here. Was I 10 years old? Something like that? I feel like I was 10 years old when I got Pokemon Gold. And I did choose Chikorita as my starter, and as soon as I got out to the route that's right beside, oh my gosh, I can't remember like the stuff. Little new leaf, little bark, something. I can't remember what that root is, but I remember when I got out there, and I think Chikorita came with a berry. It was holding a berry, just a regular old berry, because that's what it was called, just a berry. And here, it had eaten it because its HP was getting low. And, you know, silly me being 10 years old, I thought that the things around its neck were berries and that it just could eat them whenever. And I was like all proud of it, like, oh, good job, you're so smart, you ate a berry, yay, because you grow them on your neck and stuff. No, that is not how that works. I think in the few runs that I did with Pokemon Gold, I used all the starters. So I did do a run with Cyndaquil, and I did do a run with Totodile. And oh, this is a funny story. So Pokemon Crystal, right? It came out a couple years after the original Gen 2 games, and you could pick a girl as your starter. Now, I was like all over this because being the middle child in my family and the only girl, I was like ecstatic. So my mom, we went and bought the game at Walmart around the time that it came out. And between my older brother, myself, and my little brother, we all fought over who was going to play it first. And I was really mad because my brothers always got video games, and Pokemon Gold was like the very first game that I got that was truly my own. So I really, really wanted Crystal, like, for myself, because, you know, the girl was like a starter, and I really wanted to play as her. So what ended up happening was eventually my brothers kind of forgot about the game, and my mattress is like the same shade of blue as the cartridge. So what I would do for the longest time, for years, like literal years, I would hide Pokemon Crystal under my mattress because it blended in with my bed so well that even if they were looking under my bed, it wasn't like the easiest thing to spot. So yeah, I was a little brat, guys. Anyway, enough with my silly stories for the moment. Let's talk about the picture, shall we? So shading in, well, not really necessarily shading in, but coloring Chikorita in general was a challenge because I don't have enough selection of greens in my current palette, which is part of the reason why I'm so excited to be getting the big old 120 piece watercolor pencil set that I'm getting in the mail, which I still haven't gotten yet because I'm recording like all this dialogue on the same day. But I have, I think, what, four greens, and yes, I used all of them for this drawing. And Chikorita's body is such an odd green color. It's like green, but it's also not really green. Well, of course it's green. It's mint green, but it's also got a tinge of yellow, but not enough that it's like, oh, you know, it's got some yellow in it. And maybe a little bit of blue. Maybe I should have added blue, but I didn't. So whenever I was doing the leaf and the buds around its neck, I was noticing that I wasn't getting the right contrast that I wanted from its body to its leaves. So I had to add more of the other colors of green to get the shade that I wanted, and I mean, as much as I love doing monochromatic Pokemon, at least, you know, Chikorita has such varying shades of green that it was extremely difficult, and I didn't want to have to pull out the really cheap little pods watercolor set that I have because, and I don't know why it works so well for Venusaur, but I'm so afraid to pull it out and use it because I'm so afraid that I'm gonna get like really muddy colors. So I might use it in like a cheap art challenge at some point in the future because I already do have it, but I'm not really sure, guys. But yeah, I mean, I didn't mind doing Chikorita. I wanted to do an original, well, not necessarily original. I guess it's not that original, but I did want to do a pose that I hadn't quite exactly seen. I mean, something similar like this is on the internet, I'm sure. But I wanted to do something that wasn't just copy-paste off of a artwork that is already like visible on Google Image. So I did look at some reference images and take something from there, and I came up with this. And its face was the hardest thing for me to get right. And I still kind of look at it and don't think it looks right. I think it's the eyes. The eyes are like freaking me out. But maybe it's because right now I'm looking at the screen and they're still white. So I don't know. For Chikorita's eyes though, I do have quite a large selection of red in my watercolor pencils, because I do know that at one point I didn't have a nice selection of them. So I did purposely order some, and I'm so glad for it because I love the selection that I have now. I have a lot of oranges and some flesh colors, a lot of pinks. Actually, I would like to have more. I love having more of everything. But I'm starting to see that my, are they my Derwents? I think it's my Derwent. I'm trying to see. Is that what I have? I'm like away from my, from my thing. Yeah. It's my Derwent watercolors are the ones that I have the most of. And now I'm getting the Faber-Castell, which is, by the way, much more expensive than my Derwents, I do believe. But they have a fairly good selection of colors. And I think, yes, they were the ones that had the selections of like the different grays and stuff. So that's why I went with that. And I will probably still buy Derwents because I love these. These are really nice quality watercolor pencils. And the other colors that I have, not colors, the other brand that I have is, oh, what is this called? It's called the Koh-i-Noor Hartmouth Mondeluz. Now, I probably butchered that name to no end. And I'm finding that these are okay. Like, I don't know. I'm not too keen on these anymore. They were really nice because I got them years ago when I was just starting out in watercolor. And when I say years, I mean like, let's say 14, 15 years old. So at least 10 plus years. So I've had them quite a while, but they have served me well. They're probably the ones that I have sharpened the most, and they're doing me the most good. So I'm still happy to have them. Anyway, guys, I am so glad that you joined me today for Chikorita, and I cannot wait for next week's drawing, which isn't done yet. So we'll see what it is next week, shall we? So until next time, have an awesome day.